welcome to Talk Comics to Me. It's Thursday. We're in separate locations, but that doesn't mean we're not together.
We're always together.
And it's Talk Comics to Me time. I'm Champenstein.
I'm Heather Hadfield.
I don't really have a lot. This week's kind of sucked, so just in the vague political drama of Omaha, Nebraska.
Popping tires, losing libraries.
As we do. Heather, you got anything good?
I have nothing this week. It's just been a pretty kind of week.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
Well, yeah. Well, go ahead. You can go. You can start.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go. Okay.
I've got faith.
Okay, so first I have this book. It's called Thor. This is issue number 21. This is pretty far in. I don't have too much to say. This is just the first issue that has a full appearance of the God of Hammers. Don't really have any feelings one way or another about this. Strong feelings anyway. I have tons of feelings about it, but I just don't care enough to have like really strong feelings.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of, it's really honestly just whatever at this point. I'm reading it just because I feel like I need to keep reading it, not because I'm genuinely interested anymore. The art is absolutely incredible. I love Nick Klein. I think he does an incredible job. And I am fascinated by all of the other characters that are in this, not the main ones, the big bads that always come up every single story arc for no reason whatsoever, but just all of the other characters. So I think if you're a fan of Thor, you don't need to read this. This is my honest, humble opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're reading Thor like I'm reading Buffy right now.
Yes. And it sucks because like sometimes I really do enjoy it. Like the Donald Blake arc, I really enjoyed. I thought that was a lot of fun. And I do like random issues like throughout, but I just don't, it doesn't need to be a big deal every time a new story arc starts.
Yeah. I mean, or just introducing like a new character every single time.
Right. It's not necessary. It's not worth my time. I just keep waiting for, Loki to come back because I love the way Nick Klein draws Loki. And I don't want to like special order every single issue that I know that he's going to be in just for that.
Yeah.
So I'm
because then you're missing between the like pieces. So then it's like, what's this even about?
Right. So I am going to stick with it. And I am going to say, unfortunately, because it is very unfortunate for me, but what can you do? This is what happens when you start reading comics.
True. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
I'm keeping it real.
So many things. Okay, so this is Mr. Miracle. This is The Great Escape. This is by Virian Johnson and Daniel Isles. And this is just a cute little young adult Mr. Miracle story. I don't have any time to read this right now, so it will be a long time before I get the chance. But it does smell great. I love Mr. Miracle. The art looks really, really good, and I'm excited when I do get a chance like to devour some. It's been a while, I think. I don't know if it has been that long, but I'm just like, it's been a while since I've had some young adult content.
I mean, young adult, I think in that way.
Yeah.
Because those books, I was reading them for a while, the young adult ones, and they were always entertaining.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason I was just like, I forgot to order this. Can I have this? Because I know how much you always enjoy these like young adult ones. So I was like, well, this is a character I really like, and why not?
Yeah, I just like that they're taking these characters that are already very well established and just kind of like giving them new storylines when they were younger. I just think that's very cool.
Yeah, giving them a little bit of different heart.
Yeah.
And then next I have Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
I forgot you started with two.
I've got Cowboy Bebop. This is issue number 1. This is actually an adaptation of the TV series that they did on Netflix. The art was just so good, though. I just want to say, like,
yeah, I like the art quite a bit.
I might add this to my poll for the art alone, because it's just like it's so good. Lamar Mathern and Ramon Titov, he's the colorist, and it's just looks gorgeous. it is very much, I feel like, the first episode of that TV show, like that. I don't know. I guess it was a while ago that I watched it, and I did have a few beers, but it felt very chaotic and all over the place, and that's how this like issue felt. So it's like I guess it hit the tone. It wasn't bad. It was just like I don't know. I wish it wasn't an adaptation of an adaptation. I wish it was just like its own fucking thing.
Right, right. And I know that, I don't know, you're a fan of the OG. So was that the main reason why you wanted to get the comic, was just to see like what it was about?
Well,
Or
I was just like, yeah, I was just curious more than anything. And I do really like Dan Waters as like a writer. So I thought, why not? Just like a first issue. And like I said, the art was like incredible. So if nothing else, like that was worth it alone.
right. At least you didn't hate it. Like that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just like it was very, like I said, very much like the TV show, just like
Very all over the place.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just something that I watched and at this point now have read.
All right. So that's better than not.
Yeah, egg on my face still though, right?
Kills me every time. I love it.
I know, but like as somebody who's a fan of something, it's like, oh, I'll get this,
Mhm.
knowing that I won't necessarily like it, and it's just, foolish sometimes.
Yeah, I've done worse. So I forgive you. It's at least you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yes. Now
Okay.
it's time for both of us.
Yes. This is Good Boy Magazine. This is issue number 2. This is a little silver Sprocket comic anthology. And I haven't got a chance to read it. Heather has not either. But I always love everything Silver Sprocket puts out. And this is a nice little, I don't know, I like the paper a lot.
This isn't spoiling anything, but that when I was flipping through it, I did see this one page that I just absolutely loved, and I thought it was very, very pretty. Here it is.
I saw that one.
It says, "I can love you better from up here." I just thought it was very cute. I always really enjoy the artists that all work on this, because there's usually like 5 or 6 different comics, and then sometimes they have like an interview.
Yeah,
in
I
here.
feel like there might be more, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting, especially for an anthology, and it's for just very small like indie artists who usually, in my experience, at least with the first one, a lot of them only existed like on Instagram, for example. Like they didn't have any like big things that had been put out, or like books yet that had been put out. It's just little things that they've
Like
been
zine
releasing.
stuff.
Yeah, which I think is really cool, and it's a good start for creators.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I'm excited to look at it.
Me too. I'm very excited about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I have these 10 Deaths of Wolverine. This is the first issue. This is, from what I'm understanding, the lives and the deaths, they're kind of doing that like how some Powers did in a way. So this one does take place after the events of Inferno.
They're butterfly affecting.
Yes. So this particular issue follows Moira. Like it does have Wolverine in it, but he's not the main character of this issue. Moira is, and it's her after she leaves Krakoa, I believe is where they were, or wherever she was with Mystique and Destiny, and she's trying to stay ahead of them so they can't get her. I actually, when I had talked to you about this yesterday, I said, the stories, I'm not really enjoying it. I changed my mind, because this one was actually like, once it gets going and you kind of see what's happening and what the story is going to be about, it's actually quite enjoyable.
Okay.
And I know that you said you didn't really like the art, but there are some pages where the style that this is works perfectly for it. I did end up enjoying this, unfortunately.
I don't think that's an unfortunate thing.
Well, it's unfortunate for me because I was expecting to not, so that I wouldn't have to like hang on this whole time. But I think I enjoyed this one better than the lives. Like it was way more interesting to me because I don't know. I actually don't know why it was more interesting to me. I just liked it for some reason a lot more. I liked the characters that were in it. I liked it was the ending that really not got me on it, but it was the ending that I thought was really good. That's going to kind of lead into the next one. So I don't know. It was quite enjoyable. Benjamin Percy does a really good job writing Wolverine stories. That's all I have to say.
Nothing wrong with anything you just said. I have Stray Dogs next. This is Dog Days. This is issue number 2. Goodness, sorry.
That was really close.
I didn't realize how close I was. Here we go. This is the last issue of Stray Dogs.
There's only 2 of them?
Yeah, because it was just like a little, just like cap of how these dogs got into the guy's possession.
Okay.
So, I mean, they could obviously do more. I don't know if they will. It's like unnecessary. Even this was unnecessary. I enjoyed it still, but I thought like the first story arc was like really well. I thought it was an interesting take. This does like an interesting job of filling in the blanks, but it's not necessary information.
Right.
I think it's something more as like filler that could like easily get somebody else, like somebody into the like original series.
I was thinking about picking that up. Is that part necessary for me to read if I'm going to read the first part?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Like it's
Okay.
literally unnecessary. I don't like saying that, but it's like I guess yes, it's necessary if you want to know the backgrounds on the dogs.
Okay. But if you're just reading it for like the main story, then it's whatever.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just filler. It's just extra stuff.
Okay. Cool. Is it the same writer and artist who did
Yeah,
the first part?
Yeah, it's the same exact team.
Sick.
So it's like it's well done, and like I said, it's enjoyable. It's like I said, it's just unnecessary. Just feels like it's something to get people into it, which is not a bad thing. It's just what it is.
Okay. Very good.
And I think it's also people wanted more, so they're just like, let's give it.
At least
them.
It was only like 2 more issues. And it wasn't like a whole nother like 5-issue arc. Like
yeah, and
I like that about it.
Yeah, and I mean, and it could like you could easily do like a 5-issue arc about each dog, how they got there, and like basically how they come into the fold of the cult of dogs and forget about like their past owners and things like that.
Is Megatron in the room with you?
No, he's like, I don't know where the hell he is. He's
Okay.
somewhere in the house.
I just thought that he should be there for the cult of dog. That was it. That was all.
Yeah, no, it's funny like being up here, like the house is so big when you're in here by yourself.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like when you left a little bit ago to like go to the restroom, I was trying to take a picture of the screen and I saw Megatron in the very, very bottom corner there tip tapping out. And I was like, it scared me because I didn't realize where you were. And I was like, what is that? Yes, you have a big house.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that big. It's just like, bigger than spaces we're used to.
Right, that teeny room. It's not teeny. I said it's not. It's a big room.
My room?
The kitchen where we normally, well, I guess the dining room technically where we normally record.
Oh yeah,
it's a big area.
Yeah, that room is huge. Okay, we got it. We got Dark Blood. We got issue number 6. This is the very last issue. I don't have a lot to say about this. I thought I didn't hate the ending.
No, I didn't. I think the part that I did like the most, however, was the narration of it. Like overall throughout the story, I think that was my favorite part because it's just a letter, which I should have known like right away, but I was just like, oh, this is just really good storytelling because he's writing a letter.
Yeah, I mean, it is really well done though in that sense.
Yeah. It is very good. So the main character, Avery, ends up just finding the doctor that had done this and is going about trying to make it so that it never happens again. Without spoiling anything, because I do think that this is a really good story and I do want people to read it, but I do have some things I personally would have done differently if I wrote this story.
It was like, I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. I just, I don't
It's
have.
one of the things that I dislike about stories is when they end it, but they don't really end it. They're going to keep it going.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm always just, well, just end it. Just there's no reason to like
There's no need
fake
to
them out like that.
yeah. And there's no need to like even hang around her. It's just like it's fine if it ended there.
Right, right. That would have been sick if that's what happened. But again, no spoilers. Not trying to give anything away.
All right, you ready for what's next?
Yes. I'm gonna put my finger over the price tag because I do want to hold up the variant.
Okay. This is Once and Future. This is issue number 24. Goodness gracious. There's so much Once and Future going on right
I
now.
know you like my background, the green screen.
Yeah, I saw. I got it. So this is kind of bouncing back and forth in time and place, showing you where everybody is, where all the Arthurs are, and Lancelot, and just I don't know. This issue was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the King Lear bit, and of
I
course
loved the King Lear bit. I thought it was very good.
and of course I loved the little ending reveal that got me.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you said that because that popped up and I said, Champ. I don't know why, but anytime that character is introduced in any point in time, I always think of you, and I don't know why.
I think it makes sense though,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I am that type of person. So we're not going to spoil this, but
Tell me more of these crappy kings.
yeah,
Lost my mind.
that was just,
Can I show you my favorite page?
of course.
Just for like the colors alone. Like the
Mhm,
art is
mhm.
obviously incredible, but I love how different the colors are when it shows.
Oh yeah, that scene was so good.
Yeah, I don't
and
know
the
why there
colors
was
were
just,
really good.
yeah, something about how like dull and like muted it was that I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. And also, can I ask you one thing? Because I don't know if my copy was like
Nope,
damaged.
it's a printing error.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure because I felt like I needed to put on 3D glasses for a minute, and I cannot see with 3D glasses, so I didn't do it.
Well, at first I was like, is this on purpose? Because the first page it does it on is like when they hit swords.
Yeah, no, and that's why I didn't think anything of it too. I was just like, oh, sick, it's shaking the page. But no, it
I mean, is that it? Is it shaking the page, or is it a printing error? Because the text is like still very clear, but then in other places like that it shouldn't belong, it's like also very shaky.
right. And I just noticed that some of the faces, like that was when I kind of realized that it wasn't supposed to be like that, when some of the lines were just like a smidge outside of the color.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not a bit, I think it looks really cool like that, but I just didn't know if it was my eyes doing that or if that was like something that was actually happening.
Yeah, I'm so glad, like I'm really glad you brought that up, because I was also going to bring that up because it fucked me up. It really did.
It did.
And it hurt my eyes as I was trying to read it, because I was like, I know this isn't how this is supposed to look. And like I said, it was just like that one page where I was like, oh hell yeah, that is awesome. That is an awesome idea. I love how that's pulled off. And then I was like, oh no, this isn't like something they were trying to pull off, unless it was something they were trying to pull off and then it fucked up the printers for the rest of the like issue.
Right.
But I don't believe so.
It didn't bother me until down there when he says, I will summon the air at night. It was so hard for me to read what that said just because of the way that they're laying against each other.
Yeah.
That was where I was like, okay, that can't be on purpose because they know I can't see very well. Okay. That was all. That's all I wanted to say about that. I love Once and Future.
Yeah, no, Once and Future is great. It once again is like a killer team. It's a great story. I really didn't see what was going to be happening with like the quill and all of that. I thought that was a really well like done thing. So it's just like it always does a really great job of like, even though I feel like a lot of the issues end with like a big splash page of like a monster, you're just like, oh, it's okay.
This particular issue reminded me a lot of that movie Smoke and Aces, how all of the assassins are like going for one thing, but it's like chaos and nothing is going how it's supposed to. Just that's what it reminds me of, because there's so many different groups that are like all trying to do something and they all keep running into each other and fucking each other up. And I
That's a
love the
really great.
chaos.
That's an interesting but good way to describe it.
Yeah. Okay. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yes. So next we have House of Slaughter.
Yes.
Heather hasn't read this because she
Sorry.
has to read a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I got to read like 27 issues of another series.
But
But I'm getting there.
This is issue number 4, and this just continues Chase and Aaron's relationship and how it's shifted and continued throughout time, and how love between monster hunters is kind of just a like dangerous game to play.
That's, that resonates.
It's really well done. Art's great, colors are really wonderful. The story is really interesting, and I really like, I don't know, I never thought when I started reading this book that like they would delve into like all this back matter and like different stories and like, this sort of stuff. So it's interesting to watch this story evolve and watch the world kind of grow and not be annoyed by it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it seems like they're taking a lot of liberties with this particular series, as opposed to like something is killing the children. Like it's obviously the same kind of story, but it has a different tone to it, from what I understand anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. The tone is a complete shift, but you're also getting to know a character on a different level. You're getting to know about the House of Slaughter on a different level. Like it's like I said, it's just very interesting how they're growing this world, and I'm curious to see how they continue to do it. I'm curious to see when they bring something as killing the children back, like what happens there. There's so many just like aspects of this book that I really love, and I don't know, I'm really glad I stuck on, because the first issue really, like, I wasn't sure, and I'm here like what, 3 years later. It's been a long time, and it's one of my favorite things still. Like, it's so different, but it's still one of my favorite things. I like how they wrapped up one giant story arc and led into like what they're doing now.
Dude's a really good writer, and I like hate him for it.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And this is like Tate Bromble is the writer on this story, but obviously it's like they're all working together.
Right.
And it's just like everything about it is just like very well done. No, I don't know. Someday I'll have a bad thing to say, but
that day was not now.
Yeah, it'll come. Okay. This is
okay.
Oh. This is the Batman Catwoman special. This is just a little one shot and just little Christmas stories.
Yeah, like I said, I only read the first half of it, not realizing that there was more at the end, because I thought it was just like covers and like just pages that showcase art or whatever. But the first story like really fucked me up. Like the ending of it especially, there's just one particular page that just like, I don't know, it really messed me up a little bit. But yeah, it's just every Christmas that Selena has experienced since she was a little girl, up until the time that, her and Bruce married, have kid, he dies and stuff like that, which I don't feel like is a spoiler, because that happens in the Batman Catwoman series, because it obviously ties into that. But yeah,
it happens in the very beginning.
Yeah. Very good. I'll have to go back and finish reading it, and finish reading like all of the letters and stuff in it, because it has John Paul Leon, which is what a lot of the letters are like written to and about, obviously.
Yeah, which is gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's why I didn't read them, was because that one page just kind of made me emotional, and I was like, I don't want to like read these authors' notes that are talking about how great this person was, because that was just going to fuck me up even more.
Understandable. Yeah, good stuff.
Very good. Okay, ready?
No, I have one.
Shoot. Okay. I'm so used to you sitting next to me so I can like look over
See?
and see what's happening. Yeah. You're not there.
I'm here. It's okay. I have Devil's Reign. This is issue number 3 of 6. Just Kingpin trying to use Purple Band to try and sway the city of New York to vote for him for mayor. And Otto Octavius doing some wild shit. The heroes trying to do the right thing. Just lots of stuff.
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Okay.
So next we have DC versus Vampires. This is issue number, I don't know why I did it so sideways. 4 of 12. Yeah.
4.
4. This is
Yeah.
This book is a lot of fun. I don't really want to say a lot because there's just like there's vampires in the DC universe, but it's like very well told. This is like one of the best like zombie vampire verse whatever Marvel universe, DC universe shit I've ever read.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love this. I knew I was going to love it to begin with because I'm a sucker for any kind of DC horror books that they put out that are like that. And I don't know why. I can't stop with them. They're always so good. What was your favorite part of this issue without spoiling anything? I just want to know.
I don't know. Like it's hard to pinpoint. Probably like the Dr. Fate part.
Okay. I had I think two parts I really enjoyed. The one with Constantine where he's just like, how long we known each other, give me some credit. Like I just thought that scene was really good. And then the whole fight with Batman and Green Arrow, I just like that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this book is so much fun. And it's one of those where like you kind of know who is who in it, but it's still fun to watch all the characters
try to play each other. Yeah.
Yes. How they're all backstabbing each other because I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, and I think Otto Schmidt's art does like a really good job within that like world of doing what they're doing, and like a lot of the fight scenes and the way they look. Like I think they're really well done with like his art.
The facial expressions, you know how I feel about those. He does them so well.
Agreed. Okay. So this is Batman Detective. This is issue 1050. This is a landmark issue.
It's a big boy. I did not read all of this. I just read the first half, like the first, or no, I read the first 2 stories then.
I surprisingly read all of it, but the last half is just like a little preview for the Batman Superman World's Finest.
I did read all this. Never mind. I don't know why I thought I didn't. I was like, wait, this is Moira. Yes, I've read all of this.
So this particular issue focuses more on Helena, or Huntress, if you will, and how she got into the tower, and then it kind of reveals what's been happening in the tower and who's controlling whom.
And then the second story is the one about Scarecrow, which has been continued throughout these issues. And then the last one is the introduction to the new Batman Superman story, which is really good. I've been having a lot of fun with these. I know we talked about this like a couple weeks ago, but it is very enjoyable.
It is a super enjoyable book. I know I don't necessarily mind picking it up every week, and I don't know why that is,
because it's a mystery story. There's an investigation.
It is called Detective Comics.
Yeah, I was shocked that you hadn't read it sooner.
Give me a break. You're being very rude. I'm
being honest.
I can't handle it. Okay.
I am appalled. Okay, sorry. We'll keep going.
We'll keep going. Yep. Okay, this is Deadly Class. This is issue number 50. This is 50.
Number 50. Yeah.
50 issues. We're getting towards the end of it. It's coming, and this was probably my favorite issue of one of the more recent issues. I really loved like the ending, absolutely just like, yep. I it hit best because I absolutely was just like, oh, he kind of does see.
Yeah.
Marcus kind of does see.
Yeah, he's not as dumb. I wouldn't say dumb. He's not dumb. He's just very self-absorbed.
Yeah. And I think it's like also obvious that he's just like he always needs somebody to lead on to help him like make the right decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for this like to end. I'm not excited for it to end, but I am
Excited to see how it ends.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it ends. It's been interesting being on this ride for so long. Like there's definitely been points like a few story arcs ago where it just didn't feel as deadly class as like when they made the return and did these like weird shifts in time did. Like this felt like the last few story arcs have felt more deadly class than like what was it like 3 years ago?
Yeah, where it was like more just filler than anything.
Yeah.
Like they it was like seasons 4 and 5 of Lost.
Yeah, and it just felt like somebody spitting venom in your face for no reason. Like it's just like I don't know. I feel more full reading this, and I feel more like yes, this is why I enjoyed this story in the first place.
Right. Yeah, it's been very solid. Like the last 2 story arcs, like when Marcus is an adult, which was very surprising to me because I didn't think that I was gonna. What who am I kidding? I was gonna like him no matter what. It's just been really good.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited to see where it goes. It's been interesting being on for this long. I'm glad you joined me on this ride. Like,
look, you did that on purpose. I know you did.
It's a good book.
It is. It really is.
It is like I think, and I don't know. Rick Remender always really sticks a landing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Good job, Rick.
Also, I do like Craig's art is like so fucking good.
Phenomenal. Like, I don't think that anyone else could have done the art for this book and it would have hit in the same way.
Yeah, and not at all. And it's just like the colors are also like just so perfect. It's just like a really well done book together. Got it. And like I don't know, I will forever be in love with the panels of this book. Like they're just always so good. Okay.
They're very uneven and unnatural, and I love that.
And I think that's what helped me like get into that zone within comics, where before I was just like, oh,
I mean, we're very much about 9 panels, so.
Well, and sometimes this doesn't have any panels. Sometimes you're just like, where am I reading?
Yeah, it's all over the place.
All right, you ready for this?
Are you?
Is everybody ready for this?
Hold on to your butts. Let's do this.
All right, so it's been 3 and almost a half long years. So we've got it. It's Saga. It's issue number 55. We've made it. We somehow got out of a hiatus. And
God, I can't even don't even want to spoil anything, but it's back.
It is back. It is. I really did enjoy like the first half of the story. Like there are parts of it I don't know. Maybe I've like grown out of Saga a little bit because there's parts of it where it's just like, okay, right. I get it. It's Saga. Yeah, I still enjoyed it as a whole. Like I was, it felt like seeing an old friend.
Yeah, no, I think it was honestly how long of a wait it was for being like a first issue back. For me anyway, it felt like I was expecting way more for how long it was gone, but we really just have to take into consideration that it's not going to be like a big explosive thing because that's how the last one ended. And so it's just picking up the pieces. So it's going to be just a very easy entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to talk about the thing I don't like.
Of course. Just don't spoil anything else. I mean, that's not spoiling, but I'm going to say spoiler alert because
I have to, because it is like the last line of the book.
Yeah.
But something that like rubbed me the wrong way about it and felt very like tone deaf, and like I understood the context with what it was going for, but I felt like it was pulled off very poorly and made me feel very icky considering the like author it came from. So the line is I guess judge all you want, but my family was just falling back on the same profession that always kept marginalized communities alive. We were drug dealers. And like, this is supposed to be a line written by Hazel at some point in her life. And so I guess, yeah, maybe it was like a child when she wrote this, but it just, I don't know, made me feel gross. It didn't feel right. Like it felt like, especially with like the tone and the beat of like the rest of the issue, like I was like having such a good time. And like I said to like you and Dave a couple days ago, when I came to that line and started reading it, I was like, oh no, please don't go the way I think you're going with this. Like that can't be what you're doing right now. Like that can't be it. And then that it was, and it's just like it felt like very early 2000s, like kind of liberal bullshit. And I don't know, and that's my problem too.
It just felt like it wasn't really well thought out, or a lot of other things were taken into consideration before it was written, because that is a very cruel thing to write, in my opinion. I just don't think it was necessary. You could have just, like we said, left it at we were smugglers, and that would have been perfectly fine, and it would have had the effect that I think it was going for. But to add that, oh, we were drug dealers, I think that was a bit too much.
It just, like I said, I'm probably just sensitive. I've probably just delved too much into like a lot of things that like, with prison abolition that I read, and that, just
Yeah. It was a weird thing to do. Interesting choice, I suppose.
And like that's the problem, is I'll still probably continue to read this book, but it's just like, I don't know, I'll probably sit with that a while, and I don't know how it'll make me feel as I keep reading the book.
Right.
I feel like there should have been like somebody, like an editor or somebody, who was just like, I don't know about this line. And I don't know, like it seems I posted about it on Twitter, and there seems to be a few people who've like been like, yeah, I didn't necessarily feel comfortable about it, but like I haven't really seen anybody like talk about it. Everybody's just like so excited about the book, which is why I always just like, I don't know, just gonna keep my mouth shut. I feel like an asshole being like,
Well, and maybe it just has something to do with something that's going on later on, and maybe that's why no one has said anything, but who knows?
Yeah, makes sense.
Who knows? It could have just been a misinterpretation on Hazel's part, which is something that we had discussed too. Like maybe that's not even what it is. That's just what she assumed, because her mom has done that before. Like that's what her mom did at one point. So, but I just think, yeah, the fact that they mentioned, this is something that marginalized communities do. This is what it is. It did just seem kind of
just especially
unnecessary.
Yeah, written by like a white man with a lot of privilege. It's just, it is what it is.
Right.
Anyway, Saga's great.
Yeah, no, can I just say how excited I am to read the next one?
Yeah, you can.
I'm very excited to read the next one. And for one reason in particular, and I just never thought I was going to see my boy again. And it's a possibility that I'm going to see him, not alive, mind you, but just in the story again.
I mean, he'll be alive, but
right, but it's not I was like, it's not present. It's not true. I'm still going to be upset about that forever.
I mean, I think the thing I'll always be upset about forever is doing those like last 2 issues in a row and then being like, you know what, we're gonna just do like a year and a half. we'll see you in a year, I guess. And then it was like, okay. And I guess I'll give them Pandemic. I'll give them everything, but it's just like, it still sucks.
Yeah. Gonna kill off my two favorite characters and then like leave me on red for 3.5 years. Are
It's
you
like
kidding me?
like some George R. R. Martin shit, but never ever coming back. Which is, like I thought it was gonna come back and trade. I thought maybe it would never come back. So I guess I'm satisfied that it came back at all.
Eventually. That's
Regard
Brian Eventually Kayvon is what that dude's name is.
That's what the V is standing for.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got now.
That's all we got.
So go support your local libraries, support your friends, support your local comic book shops, go buy comics, just be a good person. Heather, what you got? Let fizzy water get to you?
Yeah, no, dude, the fizzy water is getting to me. It's peach. It's peach flavored. Love your friends. That's really all I got.
All right, well, we will see you on the flippity flip. Thanks for always listening to us. We love you.